Hi there. Okay, in reading today, we are going to go over author's purpose. Now, this is going to be a review because you've gone over this with me and you've gone over this with Miss Nungesser. It's always good to do little reviews because it kind of helps us remember this topic, the topics we've learned, right? Okay, so persuade. Go ahead and practice saying the word persuade. Inform. Inform. Entertain. Entertain. Excellent. All right, so persuade. What does persuade mean? Let's think back. What did we say yesterday? Persuade. Do you remember to think about it? All right, persuade. Persuade is when the author is trying to get the reader to think a certain way or to do something, right? So I like to think of persuading is when the author is trying to convince me or you, the reader, of something, right? They have, we read a recycling book yesterday, and in that book, the author is using the character to try to persuade us, the reader, to recycle more, right? Okay, so inform. Think back to what inform means. Give you a moment to think about it. All right, inform. The author is giving the reader facts or information about a given topic. The text is nonfiction. What is nonfiction? Not fake. It's real, right? So in books where the author is trying to inform you, the author is trying to give you real information, real facts, true stuff, right? So think back to books that have photographs, maybe animal books. You're learning real information about a certain animal, right? So when I think of inform, I think the author is trying to teach me, right? Think of inform, think of teaching. The author is trying to teach you something, okay? Entertain. Now, entertain is when the author is telling the reader a fictional story. What does fiction mean? Fake, right? Not real, made up. So when I think of entertain, I just think of the author trying to write a book so I can enjoy it, so the reader can enjoy it, okay? So let's go back. I'm going to say something and I'd like for you to repeat. Persuade. The author is trying to convince me of something. Good. Inform. The author is trying to teach me something. Good. Entertain. The author is trying to get me to enjoy the book. Excellent. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. Okay, so drag the book to the correct purpose. So I have a couple of books. We've read Olivia Claus, The Moon. We haven't read this book, but I have used this a couple of times. I have this book, and I've shown it to y'all. And then recycling, because we read a recycling book yesterday. So, persuade, inform, entertain. Persuade. What is the author trying to do? Convince you of something, right? They feel a certain way about something, and they are trying to get us, the reader, to agree with them, to also feel that way. Okay? Inform. The author is trying to teach you something new or give you more information on something, like the moon, like seasons, like animals, right? Entertain. The author is just writing the story so the reader can enjoy it. Okay? So, let's see. Persuade. Out of these three books, which one do you think would be persuade? Olivia Claus is going to be 1. So if you think Olivia Claus, you're going to hold a 1. The Moon is going to be 2. Why Should I Recycle is 3. So go ahead and think. Persuade. Olivia Claus, The Moon, Why Should I Recycle? Why should I recycle? So if you held up 3, why should I recycle? The author in this book, I know we didn't read this book, but in recycling books, and the author usually is trying to get you to feel the way they feel about recycling, right? They're wanting you to also recycle. That's why I read yesterday's book, because the author is trying to convince you to recycle. Okay? Okay, so we have Olivia Claus and The Moon. Inform. you think it's going to be Olivia Claus or the moon? If you said the moon, good job. Now, it's the moon because in this book, and we've talked about this book before because I've used this book as an example before, the author is trying to give you real information about the moon, trying to teach you more facts about the moon. All right, and that leaves us with Olivia Claus, which I read before winter break. Olivia Claus is just about this little piglet and how it just tells a little story about her, Olivia, right? And just it's fiction. It's not real because you don't have pigs that stand up and get dressed and talk, right? So that's fiction. That's a good clue. It's entertained. And the story is made up. You're not going to have animals that do that celebrate holidays, right? Okay, well, I hope you enjoy this little review of our author's purpose. We'll go ahead and go over this again tomorrow.